Top of the morning, everybody. Welcome to Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches. I'm Jimbo. And today, my special guest and co-host is the lovely Miss Giulia Tacchino.
Hi, Jimmy.
Thank you, dear. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, this is so. I'm going to start off by telling you guys, asking you guys if you ever or never been to the World Trade Center, which is where now the new Dallas Western Apparel Market is.
Yeah, and Wiza.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. 13th floor. Is that where we're at?
14th floor.
Okay.
Permanent showrooms in the Western
In the Western
industry.
Apparel,
Yeah.
This is beautiful. So, little background. This is where everybody comes that's in the Western Western apparel industry. This is where everybody comes for meetings, for clients, to show off new product, right? Is that
Correct.
right? So it used to be in Denver. So if you guys have ever heard about the Denver market, it now shifted to Dallas, and this facility is beautiful.
Piece of cake.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Right.
So Tacchino Hats is on the 13th floor. This is their showroom. Giulia does a lot of business out here, entertains a lot of clients, right? Entertains clients.
Yeah, whenever they see me around, they're there to catch me.
So, Giulia, I'm going to give you a little background before I let her kind of tell her story. Giulia and I met at the Black Hill Stock Show. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Right? At the Black Hill Stock
Rapid City.
Show? Rapid City. And I got introduced to her hat company there. And I'll tell you what, I've been a fan ever since. Her quality and her hats is incredible.
Thank
And
you.
the really cool thing about it is they're not in the United States. Giulia is from Italy, and her company is in Italy, and they make cowboy hats, believe it or not. I'm gonna let her tell the story, but I will tell you, I've been wearing hats my whole life, and I will tell you her expertise, her quality of her hats is freaking off the chain. So if you guys are in the market for a new hat, it's you got to at least give her a product to look. So with that being said, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell everybody where you grew up, a little bit of history of Tacchino.
Well, I'm born and raised in Italy, and I just made it to America 7 years ago for a random branding in Wyoming, and then
The brand, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, and then I decided to think about it. And then I built part of our family company in Italy to set it up in order to be able to be here. And I made it here like 6 years ago. That's been my first
Wow.
show at the Denver market, as you said.
Denver, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then been running around this country quite a while.
Yeah, you think I travel a lot? I mean, this lady is airborne or behind the wheel every time I talk to her. So,
Where are you, Julia?
Julie, what state are you in? What country are you in?
Well,
You spent a lot of time in Montana, didn't you? A little bit here and there. You got a store there.
I would say a good 10% of my life.
You're a big Montana fan.
Big Montana
Big
fan.
Montana fan.
But I made it to Australia this year too.
You did.
2 months ago.
How was
It's been
that?
a good trip.
Good stories.
Oh yeah, the best stories.
Did you go surfing?
I tried.
Did you?
I tried.
I got a buddy that surfs over there on the Gold Coast. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, it's awesome.
You saw a little bit.
I just tried. I said I'm not an expert. I'm scared about the animals underneath.
Julie, you can surf. I can see you surf.
I see myself better on a horseback. That's
Yep,
easier.
you are a cowgirl. You are a cowgirl. All right, so I know everybody out there is like, okay, Italy, there is no Western, there is no cowboys in Italy. So how did you guys decide? Because your family goes back a long ways making hats, right? So
True.
how did you decide to start making cowboy hats?
Well, it's not definitely me myself. It's like history already. My father started making cowboy hats about 40 years ago because, yeah, we used to make mostly classic hats and, ceremony hats. But my father is very passionate about Western, very passionate about horse riding. So it started on horse riding and following that kind of crowd of trail riders around Europe. And then that market evolved, and the quality of horses got better in the years. And people, went from a regular trail ride to a more of a Western ride. Long story short, long story short, we love America. we love riding pretty horses, and we take care of people that are riders mostly, or there's still some farming and ranching there, and a good hat serve no matter what's the industry,
Right.
Farming and ranching is deep in the culture of every, every nation, I would say. And a good hat serves the purpose to cover yourself from the weather. Cowboy hats apparently are very handy when you're out there. So
Handy's a good word.
pretty handy. It's pretty handy to have a waterproof hat and pouring rain condition when you're on a horseback.
So you didn't necessarily grow up around the Western industry, or you did over in
I
Italy?
did definitely grow up around hats and
Right.
horses. Yeah, my father used to play polo and pato. So
You used to play polo?
yeah,
How cool is that?
used to play polo and pato. That is like a kind of a, I would say, football on a horseback. Yeah, there is a ball
Really?
with handles, and then you go grab it, and
That sounds like something I would love.
yes,
Football on
crazy.
horseback.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's fun.
So that's what your dad did.
As a start,
Right.
and then he moved to Western. It was raining horses. That's what we do in Italy. Yeah,
Wow. Did not realize
for
that.
it's a passion, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, right. Absolutely. So the transition from Italy to the U.S., has it been over the years? I mean, what kind of struggles? I mean, right? I mean, what kind of roller coasters that been?
I don't know if I want to talk about that indeed, but I'm alive.
Well,
So
yeah, and you're the only one doing it in your family, correct?
that's it. It has been my choice to be here. We're pretty, happy and solid in the European market. So it has been just my will to see what was going on here, and I'm just understanding more this culture and see if what we do could give some benefit to the people that are working here. And sounds like people are excited about the product, and we're all happy and we're doing it right. So we're growing. I guess when you do something right, normally you're growing.
And word of mouth, right? I mean, people talk.
Yeah, because we didn't.
Especially in this business.
We never invested in a heavy communication of the brand just because it's a handmade product still. So we had to grow in a certain way to don't distress our production process. And now we had just finished to build a new factory in Italy that is just taking care of the American cowboy hats.
Wow, just 4 cowboy hats?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. So
we rebuild machineries that are 160 years old, come from before the second industrial revolution, and that's why the hats have some plus. It's because we kept part of those old processes, and of course we adjust with new technologies, but the core, the essentials to build a good hat, it's still there, and it has been,
old school.
a manageable challenge, I would say. Yeah.
Well, and you'll have that. And I can't imagine running a manufacturing facility here, let alone overseas. It's got to. I mean, is it the same struggles? Employees, obviously, you just said old school ways, but new technology. I mean, so you got to throw all that into the pot. hot, and there's probably got to be some.
Well, Italy is great for manufacturing, and people are very good out there to keep up with what they're doing. They're very passionate about what they're doing.
That's awesome.
And those are the people that I found, and I'm just so very happy that I found them.
And keep them.
Yeah, well, for now, it's just here.
No, I know, absolutely. So, what would you say?
Italians are happy to make cowboy hats for you guys.
Well, I'm telling you, the ones that I've been around and put on my head, I would put them up against any hat maker in the U.S. for sure. Leading me into my next question, what would you say makes your hat different than an American, Saratelli, or some of the older manufacturers over here, Stetson, Resistol?
Oh.
Because obviously you're up there in the same breath in the same company, and I've worn all those hats, and I would put your hat up against all of them. So, what would you say? What would you say about your hat, man?
Well, I don't see my job a competition. I never competed with anybody in my life. I just love what I'm doing, and I'm trying to do it right and make it better eventually, year after year. So there's a lot of tradition. So it's 160 years of experience, and the quality of the hats is very good. We don't mess up with the raw materials. We just pick the best quality felt and the best quality leather, silk, and in the world. And the process is, intense on handwork. So there's a lot of hands involved in that still. That's what make the hat at the end of the day more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And the waterproof treatment that is inside the body is one of a kind.
That's cool. That is.
And it's something that made us very popular. But no matter the waterproof, it's a very good, solid working cowboy hat. And I would say let's just try them. They just fit right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because if you're
a big part of the hat is also the service. So I've been very lucky to come up here, and I found good partners and people that are, hat shapers that know what a hat is, and they found my hat a good hat to shape. And that's why, people that know about something check my product and they say, oh wow, that's a cool one.
Right.
Right.
Well,
I would like to have them.
I was
it was kind of hard because of me and because I was young, and I'm still pretty young, honestly.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you, like 29?
Yeah, 21.
Tomorrow. Love it.
So.
Yep.
So anyways, I've been very lucky.
All about the attitude.
I have the attitude.
Yes, you do.
The attitude of a 21.
Yeah. I've known you 2 years, Julia, and I'm telling you, you have the attitude.
I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
You're good in the U.S. You're good. So, all right. So, this lady, you can tell how passionate she is because I've watched her shape hats, and number one, it's impressive to me being around that business all my life to see a woman shaping hats. I think that's freaking awesome. But you can tell when somebody has a lot of passion and they love what they do, and they believe in their product. But kind of tell people, because I know there's a lot of people, maybe some people watching, they have no idea what a hat's made out of, what goes into it, and what the process is. So can you kind of give us a heads up?
Yeah, our company is specialized in felt hats that are made mostly with hair of rabbit and beaver, or a mix of the two. And a good custom hat is shaped and fitted on your features and your hat size. So you need a contact with a hat shaper most of the time to make the perfect hat for you. So you can choose what's the crown shape and the brim shape, and a good hat shaper knows how to make the hat adapt to yourself. That's what it is.
Right, and the style, right? Because there's a ton of styles out there.
Many
right?
styles.
Many styles.
Yeah,
And-
from
and-
many regions, but now, everything is spread all over the world. So it's not about that anymore. It's more about what you are comfortable to wear. Most of what I do is like giving something to our customers when I'm shaping for them.
Mhm.
It's not my main job now because I'm more involved in the production, but
Right on.
of course I shape hats. And for me, I just took for myself for me it's giving something to them. It's just
Giving back.
yeah, that's the big part, and that's why probably I'm just so passionate about what I'm doing, because when I see my people happy, and I'm happy too. It's just I help them shaping their personalities, I would say.
Right. I like that. Shaping a person.
And
I like that.
I'm
I like
just
that.
a hand because I know how to shape hats,
Shaping
but
a person.
I just listen to what they want, and yeah, I heard a lot of stories in my life, with these people sitting on the side of my head steamer. Many stories.
Chatting away. Chatting
Yeah,
away.
some of them are very intense because somehow, I don't know what happened to me. I go straight to the point.
Because they think they can open up to you, right? They can, and you're probably the type of person that you can, because you've got a story for them back, right? And you can talk their lingo, right?
Possibly,
Right.
yeah.
So
I'm a
if somebody,
therapist.
if somebody,
I'm a
yeah,
therapist,
yeah, you're a hat therapist.
Yeah, right. Sometimes I think I am.
If somebody walks in, so somebody walks into your showroom, no hat, they're looking around like, oh my gosh, where do I start? Can you pinpoint what kind of shape? Number one, what kind of what X beaver they need, what style they need, and help them out like that? I mean, you've gotten that good.
Do you mean if I know how to read people?
Yeah. Yeah, let's simplify things. Yeah. Do you know how to read people, Julia?
Yeah, I told you. I'm a therapist.
You're a therapist. Yeah. You made mention of that.
Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's very hard. Yeah, but yeah, it's like a fast connection that you need to have with the customers. So because they're running around and they come to you. Maybe they know about the product, maybe they don't know, and we'll start talking about what we can offer, and most of the time after they say yes, we go ahead and we customize the hat for them. And doesn't matter how you're dressed when you come to me. I'll just listen to what you want, and
Oh, so you listen.
yeah,
That's
it's
huge,
100.
right.
Yeah, it's 90% about listening people, and 10% giving back something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think from what I understand, from what I know over the years, that equates to a lot of success, because how many people do you know in this business or in retail or in sales that just by listening, you'll gain so much more from that customer, that client, just by listening. And so many people, they don't do that, right?
They gave me a lot in the years. They gave me a lot, and I give back a lot. Sometimes it can be also emotionally painful, to interact with my customers. Sometimes they pass through, hard times, or can be surgeries.
Mhm.
They have
Right. Trials and
some
tribulations, right?
disabilities, and those are like the people that I feel connected with the
Connected with,
most.
right.
Or also kids. Young kids are fun too. Yeah.
I saw a lot of kids in your booth at the Black Hill Stock Show.
Yeah.
And you were such a natural with them, because they'd come in and they'd smile and they'd look at your hats, and you'd take the time and go educate them, right?
Next.
And I think that's
Yeah.
huge. I think that's huge.
It's very important. educated young people to this culture. I mean, for my little part, I'm just the hat maker, you know. I'm
Just a
nobody.
hat maker.
I'm nobody.
I just make hats.
I just do my thing.
Some
But
pretty freaking cool hats.
yeah, so I can just explain my little part, but they're gonna be the new cowboys.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And we talk about it on the show all the time about how youth nowadays have kind of gotten lost in tradition in our industry, and we try all the time to pass that down and to keep it alive. And obviously you just said it yourself.
Yeah,
It's big. It's big.
yeah, toughen them up.
It's very important.
Show hard work. Show that our work pays off.
Right.
Still, somewhere here in America, 100%. And it doesn't happen everywhere in the world. It's
No,
huge.
it doesn't.
America is like, it's very nice because of that. So
See,
just remember.
and you know what's cool? I mean, this lady's spending most of her life in Italy, in another country. It's really cool to me that she comes over here not only to do business, but she appreciates our culture and appreciates our freedoms over here, and tries to take that back and put it in your business in Italy. I think that's
Well, I would
That's
say
cool.
is the synergy. I really tried very hard last year to move to America with the factory, but for some logistic advantage, I would say it's better for my customers, not me,
right.
but for my customers, for me to be there because we're closer to the raw materials, so everything comes from Europe. So I was losing some efficiency there. That's why I kept the production in Italy. But it was like I was questioning about it, and I'm missing being here while I'm there, and I'm missing being there while I'm here. That's the story.
You need to duplicate yourself like we all do, right?
I wish.
Say it.
Yeah.
Since I've known you, I've said that. I'm like, Julia, you just need another you.
Me is needed in very many places.
In many different countries.
Yeah.
So
For
if,
now,
if somebody
for
wants
now.
to find a Tacchino hat, are you all over the US now? I mean, or are you in
All over.
certain
It
regions?
sounds like a
Certain
lot.
regions. Well, we have 50 states over here.
Yeah, that's why it sounds a lot to me.
So where does somebody that's interested in a Tacchino hat find one besides looking up online? I mean, is there a
Well,
region more so than others? or
We're
not?
pretty good here in Texas.
Right.
South of Fort Worth is a nice area where my hats are. And then, Nashville, California, is picking up well.
Okay,
5 retailers. in
they're all
California.
coming here. So, FYI, if you haven't heard.
I go there too. I go there too. And we have customers in Montana, Idaho, let's say Tennessee,
Yeah, Nashville.
New Mexico, North Carolina. Yeah,
Okay, so you're getting out there.
yeah.
Your distribution's getting out
Then
there.
there's a little bit of us in Australia, some Europe. I mean, some Europe, it's home. That's Europe.
You're like, yeah, that's all. We're there.
We're there. Well, it has been a very nice journey for me. The last 5 years have been
Well,
amazing.
that's a cool story. And I don't think she brought it up, but I will. So Tacchino hats they go back to 1863. That's got to be, as far as I know, that's one of the oldest hat manufacturers still doing business today, right?
There are others that are more or less around the same frame time.
In that 1860-ish.
Yeah, some here and maybe another couple in Europe. But yeah, huge history. They said that I keep up pretty well.
That's
That's what they're keeping saying.
wow.
160
That's a lot-
years
that's a-
old. You're
that's a-
good.
That's a lot of, yeah, that's a lot of freaking years to be. I mean, that's a lot of experience. So even if you're rolling the dice on buying a hat, I mean, you got to look at who's been doing it the longest and may have a little experience. So
We say pretty small since then. So we've been able to flex through the up and downs of this hat market because, you know, I studied the history of hats in life on my master degree. My final paper was on the hat industry.
Really?
Yeah. So I
Too many
studied
people can't say that.
I studied hats a little more than
Than the normal.
the
cat.
normal. But yeah, it's 160 years and even older because on my grandmother's side, that part of the family named Berti, started making hats in 1820.
Wow,
So
1820.
yeah, talking about 200 years of tradition, bloods.
Wow, that's impressive. That's way cool.
It's
That's
good.
way cool. So anybody out there that's like, I don't know if I want to buy a hat from Italy, you need to, because the quality's there, the expertise is there, and they've got a little bit. They got a little bit of background. So.
Well, we are now here.
Yes,
and,
you're here. You're here. We're glad you're here.
We're not complaining.
So I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So there's a question that we ask all our guests, and it is this: if you were to change one thing in the Western industry to keep it Western, what would it be?
Judgment.
Wow, judgment.
Yeah.
Man, that's a first. I have not heard. That's awesome.
Judgment.
I like that.
I'll say.
Explain.
Well, you know, like on my side, you know, sometimes people are pointing out about the fact that I'm Italian, right? And I will just have to remember that farming and ranching is in the blood of every human being, because we turn from hunters gatherer in farmers ranchers, and it's how society evolved. So just remember that, and remember that we are all one.
Damn.
And gratitude, and I would say no judgment, because we're good people, we share the same interests, and we know what hard work is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Freaking nailed it. Love that.
I'm a little deep sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe too much. I'm so sorry, guys.
No, that since we started this, that's the best answer yet. And I'll tell you what, that if that doesn't stop and make you think, you need to check yourself, because that's true in everybody. And going back to what you just said about being grateful, that all plays into this. I mean, our whole world, but our whole industry, right? Because I'm grateful for you making your hats. I'm grateful for you being here today.
Wow, I'm grateful for you.
Oh, grateful. Yeah.
Sitting up on my cedar desk.
Love this industry. And for what you just said, that just really exemplifies this whole industry. And it does exemplify people looking at an Italian hat maker maybe and going, they're not from the US. You know what? You know what I'm saying? So to me, that doesn't fly, because to me, you should be just as much here as anybody.
Well, for me, being made in US and being made in Italy is kind of the same concept, because it's the way in which we take care of our employees. What does it mean made in America? Made in America means having a price point that is taking care of the cost of people to let them live a good life. And I'm taking very good care of my employees. Like, eventually you do up here. That's why the price of a good product shows, you know?
Absolutely.
Because we take care of our people. That's what we do.
Well, and it shows, because I know you've told me before how many years some of your employees have been with you. And I immediately said, that is a reflection of you and how you treat people and how you do business. So hats off to you for that.
Yeah, there's more people than, you know, sometimes you're just get too attached to money, but in reality, gotta have to be close to people and take care of them before everything else.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I thank you so much.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Oh,
I'm sorry I've been too deep. We can talk about whiskey.
We can always talk about whiskey.
We can always talk about
Always talk about it and drink it.
Right.
So, hey, I want to reach out before we go. I want to reach out to our major sponsor, Ranch Texas, Farm and Ranch, Real Estate, RanchTexas.com. All you farm and ranch real estate agents out there, if you've got an open mind, if you are not quite happy with the way things are going in your gig, you want to talk about legacy, you want to talk about actually real estate agents having health insurance, having rev share, and having retirement, then you all need to talk to me, because I'm telling you, EXP, our brokerage, is absolutely freaking amazing, and they are changing lives. So keep that in mind. If you ever want to have a chat, find me, Jimbo, RanchTexas.com. Also, other sponsors out there that help us out. We Rodeo Rigs out of Montana, Laredo Conversions out of Fort Worth, the Cowboy Roundup out of Wyoming, that Rodeo Scholarship Clinic that is awesome. You gotta get in if you want to help youth. The Cowboy Roundup. And the Beaver Box, hat boxes. And now we're going to go back. I'm going to take a second. So we just talked about hats being made out of beaver. So now you guys might start putting two and two together why that hat can is called the Beaver Box. And if you haven't seen them, I gotta let you see them.
Oh, we're cutting a
They're
deal?
freaking cool.
Are we
They
cutting
so
a deal?
cool. We're cutting a deal.
Okay.
Right here on the podcast, we're cutting a deal. So we're going to call it a day. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate this lady. Appreciate the surroundings. This is awesome. If you ever get a chance to come to the World Trade Center, check out the Western Apparel Market. It's freaking badass. So
Come see me.
come see Miss Giulia. And what was it? 113? Or no, 13th floor.
14165.
Boom. 13th floor.
Yeah.
Right on. So this is how we sign off. With a little whiskey. And we say, let 'em up and keep it Western. See y'all next week.